A year and a half ago, News 12 sports director Kevin Marr told us the story of Oyster Bay High Schooler Bianca McEvoy and how she amazed people by being a blind cheerleader. Now Bianca is the one earning the cheers and chatting again with Kevin. It's a story you'll see only on 12.
Let's be honest, our first story about Bianca was pretty cool. I mean, a blind cheerleader who uses the sound of claps and feet on the mat to master moves? It made Bianca a little famous around town.
So people would come up to me and I'd be like, I'm sorry, wait, I don't know who you are. And they'd be like, oh.
But they knew who you were.
Yeah.
And now the blind cheerleader who became kind of a big deal has done something that really is a big deal.
Tell everyone what's the good news now.
I got accepted to Harvard.
That's right, the girl born with albinism, with no pigment in her eyes, which makes her legally blind, pulled off a legally blonde by getting into Harvard last month.
I cried. I screamed and I cried, but everyone was like, because I actually did it.
This was her dream. This was her dream that she's had for the longest time.
But Bianca, who's also on the track team, said some people believed she was setting the bar too high, that her disability would be a hurdle too big to get over. But the girl who's never seen well, who made a Harvard pillow for an 8th grade project, had a vision.
Even when I was little, everyone would be like, okay, what about other than Harvard? And I'd be like, no, Harvard. Harvard is it. Harvard is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I told my mom, if I get in, I'm going. You can't tell me no.
And now she's the first Oyster Bay student going to Harvard in more than a decade, setting off a party in the guidance department.
So how big was the hug, the high five, the fist bump, whatever you did?
Oh my God, pure joy. I think the walls were shaking in our office.
All for a blind cheerleader who saw this coming all along.
What does it mean now that you can wear that sweatshirt and say, this is my school?
The little 6-year-old girl that said Harvard just because it was the first school that she thought of, I can pick her up and say, look what we did.
Cheers to that. In Oyster Bay, Kevin Marr, News 12, Long Island.